The following portion of Daytime Tri-Cities is sponsored by Kubota of Kingsport.
We are taking a road trip today for this month's Fields and Farms. We are here just outside of Lebanon, Virginia at Smithfield Farm. It is an 8th generation family cattle farm.
Been here since 1774 when Henry Smith took 2 tracts of land, one of them right here, 219 acres around my house, and settled. And I'm the 8th generation to live and work here at the farm. We've got about 1,400 acres owned and rented land and about 330 cows that we're in the process of calving right now.
It's an early morning, late night, around-the-clock affair. Andy Smith is used to this way of life, though, and wouldn't change a thing. And with this view, it's easy to see why. Each morning, you'll find him behind the wheel, making the rounds, feeding the animals, a routine they're used to. Smithfield Farms is just off Highway 19E. In fact, the farm is actually divided by the highway. It is a beautiful farm in Southwest Virginia where everything is a family affair.
This is Joe and this is Jake. These are 2 border collies. They're full brothers. They came from Steve McCall over in Washington County, and they're working dogs.
Didn't take long for us to pack it up and get rolling. So much to see and learn here at Smithfield Farms. An incredible history.
Not always been a beef operation. We've been a dairy operation in the past. My father got out of the dairy business, luckily for me, before I was born. And because that's a tough business, and I really respect those folks. But we've had sheep and coyotes kind of put us out of that. And the tobacco business was good for a number of years. We had a little bit of tobacco, but the buyout in 04, 05 was when we got out of that too. And so we've been strictly a cow-calf operation since 2005.
And this time of year is extremely busy. There is a massive baby boom happening. In fact, during our tour, Andy met the newest member of the farm family.
That's a new one. Less than a day old.
Seriously?
Little heifer calf, yeah.
Each calf is tagged with a number, keeping everything and everyone in order. The expectant moms in this field have done this before. The first-time mommies are in the barn, where they can be monitored more closely.
You know, technology has changed agriculture in general, and beef cattle business is no different. So one thing I did 5 or 6 years ago is I put some cameras in my calving barn so I could watch the heifers at night. And that helps take a little bit of the wear and tear of me going down there and checking them every couple hours or whatever.
Andy grew up in these fields and knows every bump and hill. And during our tour, just around the corner, Andy spots another calf that wasn't there this morning. And now the race is on to tag the newest member of the family. The only fork in Andy's road came just after high school, when he took off for college and a grand adventure.
I was actually a commodity and stockbroker for a little time for about 10 years after I graduated college. Was fortunate enough to work with my next door neighbor, Robbie Leonard, and did that for 11 years and farmed on the side. And that was a really good, I think, relationship for both of us. But the time had come, Dad was kind of slowing down, the time had come for me to come home and farm full time. And I haven't looked back. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Since then, it's been full speed ahead, working with his dad, keeping up with the industry, and making changes where needed.
An old saying, failing to plan is planning to fail, I think is really important. I think we're all the time trying to see what's around the next turn before it actually gets there, because the cow-calf business, it's really hard to make a change in your operation just because it takes so long to turn generations over in your beef herd or pivot on a dime. And so I think you have to be active in trying to see what's around the bend and make the changes so you'll be ready when it gets here. Come on, girls.
Hi.
Whoa.
And yes, over the years, he has developed relationships with the animals, even hand-feeding special treats, watching them grow and multiply, caring for them as they get older.
We're never going to get rich financially, but emotionally and spiritually, there's a lot of opportunities throughout the year to really refill your tank. You get a few days to just sit on the hill and take it all in and see what you get to do for a living.
A fantastic life that will soon be shared with someone special. Andy is planning a wedding. He and his fiancée Kim will tie the knot this spring. A grand event that will be held right here at the family farm.
My fiance has been great. I've turned her into a farm girl, and she embraces everything we do here. She loves to get out and help me feed in the morning, and days off from work, she'll come and help. And I'm really blessed to have her around. She just jumps in and gets muddy with the rest of us. And,
Looking forward to the next generation.
oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Pretty cool place, huh?
Pretty cool place. You know, I'm glad to see that they're going to start that next generation up. Going to get married here soon. That's great news.
Isn't that cool? And
Yeah.
really the story when he talked about the history and how the farm was already there when
Right.
they built the highway.
Right.
And
So-
so there's like a little tunnel under
Yeah.
the highway
Oh, yeah.
where the cattle can go.
I see that around a lot. You got to get them from one pasture to another.
Yes.
You really do.
So just a really cool family. Certainly best wishes for them as they start their next generation.
Right.
And we'll see. He's like really progressive. So
Right.
interesting too to see what happens. He's thinking about maybe doing some direct to consumer, which would be really cool as well.
Glad to see those cattle farmers out there. They work hard. They really do.
They do, up early, ready
Yes,
to go.
all the
But the
time.
cameras in the barn, that's cool.
That is. That's
All right, let's go ahead and get a check of our weather.
the preceding portion of Daytime Tri-Cities was sponsored by Kubota of Kingsport.